What is good? What is popping, everybody? It's your boy. I go by the name of Vari, the truth himself, Mr. No Cap, the lost art bender. And welcome to my YouTube channel once again. Today's topic, the silence. Now, it's no secret that I haven't released music in quite some time, over a year to be precise. And that is, of course, with reason. For those who don't already know, just been building my studio and really working on my craft as now a producer and on video, videography and cinematography as well. And just trying to, really transform myself into a fully operational one man show. Um, and as simple as that might sound, it's not as much of a walk in the park as it seems. There's a lot of trial and error. There's a lot of learning curves, and just pretty much putting your ego down or to a side and just really focusing on the grind and really being the mission of improvement and have a mentality of growth. So that really takes time. Usually just like requires you to just put everything aside. Um, and try to balance between having a deadline and really giving yourself enough time to go through the process of growth. Um, and one of the struggles, of course, that I face is the fear of being forgotten. You know, in a day and age where people have such a short attention span, and me being a creative musician, having worked so many years to try and grow myself as a brand and get closer to what is, what would be considered success in music. Um, a lot of that comes with trying to juggle between being a creative and also being a business person, creating content and just putting out as much work as possible. That pours into like me being such an album artist. I'm very old school with the way I approach things because that's how I was inspired in music. And I write my albums as I write a book or just write it as a chapter in my life. So time is required for me to just really grow as a person, to experience life so that I can have something to write about. Sometimes it's not only just to have something to write about, but to grow mentally and emotionally as a person, and even spiritually, so that I can be able to sit down and really process everything that had happened maybe in the past 5 years, and just looking back and seeing where I am now and put things into perspective. That's where song ideas come from. That's where the lyrics come from. That's where the story comes from. That's where the concept of an album comes from. So, in that light, um, it's just hard to really work on your craft without worrying too much about posting. But looking at all the content creators that are bigger out there that I've been looking up to and just trying to learn from, is that it's more important to focus on the creative side than posting. Because when you focus on posting, it's easy to just post anything, post a random picture and just post a lot of hype, which is something I've also done before, not necessarily intentionally doing it, but more like being too hype about something that I'm not sure of or when it would happen. And I find myself really changing plans or realizing that, hey, maybe this is not the right way to go. And now I have to change course. So it sort of seems like it's just posting for hype. So it's very important for me now, especially this year, to just focus on really creating and having something tangible, to where when I'm about to post about it, I'm posting about something that I know is already here. Um, Now I've been working on songs since pretty much when I got the studio. 2 weeks in, I already had my first two beats, but it doesn't necessarily mean they were right there where I wanted them. You know, for one of them, I changed the instrument. For other them, I had to really reprocess, learn how to mix beats, how to really balance out sounds and all sorts of things that I thought I didn't need. And as time proceeded, whenever I work on something new, I learn something new, and then I have to go back to stuff that I already touched and see if I hadn't made the same mistake there. And if so, which most likely I have to really rerun it and work on it. And yeah, that has sort of caused a delay on me releasing my album or really finishing it in the first place. So I've just been focused on that right now and just really creating and really enjoying the process of music, because I feel like another issue of worrying too much about posting and putting content out there is that it strips away from me enjoying what I'm doing, which is creating and making music. And you know, the whole process, or the pursuit of success has sort of taken that away from me, where music has stopped being a process where I really enjoyed it, and now it's more like I gotta achieve this, I gotta break through those boundaries, I gotta, and you find yourself comparing yourself to others who are within their own process instead of focusing on your own. So now I prioritize really creating rather than just trying to put out a lot of singles and just try to make a body of work where when I start coming with singles with a lot of these drops, it's going to be more meaningful, and rather than just me um, trying to kill the silence. Part of all of that is just learning how to work with time and how to give yourself a lot more grace and realize that a lot of things you don't have control of, and you can't worry too much about, you know, something you don't have control of. It's just draining, especially like something like time, you know. Really, nobody knows when their time is to shine, when their time is like for anything to really pop off. All we have to do is just focus on the grind and work as hard as we can, and then before you know it, we are within the dream you had set out like 5 years ago. So I mean, I wouldn't have thought like in 7 months plus I would have like a fully functional studio, but here I am. So it's just those little milestones that keep reminding me that I have to trust the process and really just take my time with what I'm doing or what I'm trying to do, so that I can be able to put out the best work I have ever put out. So that makes it worth the noise, rather than just putting out or posting or making noise or just trying to rush the process of putting out. That's something that is out of my control. The success of what I put out, the success of my music, the success of my content, all depends on fate. That's something I do not have control of. So the only thing I have control of is my creative process, my art. And that's something I really need to focus on, so I can make sure that by the time I put out whatever I have to put out, I'm like, this is the best I could do. And I leave the rest to the universe, you know. So, yeah, that's what this video is about. Just really getting through the process of silence and working towards releasing my first single very soon, which I'll be breaking that silence um, since my last release, which was over a year ago, and I believe the song was titled Serenity. So yeah, I'm really excited, of course, super nervous, super sensitive, because now everything is on me. The beat was produced by me. The song is written, recorded, mixed, and mastered by yours truly. So I hope you guys are gonna fuck with it when it drops. And yeah, whichever support it comes with, I really appreciate it. There's also something big that's gonna happen soon, but I'm gonna tell you guys when it is done, and just really focus on making sure that everything is set and ready for the release. So yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.